Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, Felix Trinidad versus Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. These are the elite people, boxers, that welterweight champs Garcia and Thurman will join after they meet in the ring tonight, March 4th on CBS TV. Look, I mean, to put it into just an historical perspective, I mean, this hasn't been done since, well, the last two to do it really was Mayweather and Pacquiao. Okay, and before that, of course, Trinidad De La Hoya, and then Hearns and Leonard. So tonight we have a very historical fight. I'm excited about it. Um it's going to be on Showtime Championship Boxing on CBS at the Barclays Center in New York. Thurman, I think he's 2-0 there. Garcia, I believe he's like at least 2-0 there, maybe 3-0. So both guys very familiar with the Barclays Center. The WBC title holder and Thurman, the WBA champion, will unify the exact titles that Leonard, WBC, and Hearns, WBA, unified in their 1981 Fight of the Year. Now, I went and watched that last night. If you guys, want to watch a really good fight, just go to YouTube and check it out. So, like I said, that's Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns. Leonard, the WBC, Hearns, WBA. Okay, and Hearns was undefeated, and Leonard had one loss at that time. Tonight, Garcia 33-0, 19 KOs. Thurman 27-0, 22 KOs. Someone's O has got to go tonight. So, you know, um, and I put a lot of thought into my prediction here. Let me get you a picture of these two guys. Now, something interesting that I came across. I like to look up stats, and I like to do my homework. Okay, more than 80% of the total punches landed by Garcia are power shots. Okay, putting his power punch output nearly 10% higher than the welterweight average. Now, Keith Thurman ranks number four among all current boxers in his percentage of punches landed. Okay, connecting at 48.2%, and that's according to CompuBox. Now, how reliable is CompuBox? Not very, but it gives you a general idea. That's more than 10% better than the welterweight average. Okay, so obviously, if you really think about that, I mean, what does that tell you? Okay, that tells you that Garcia, he's a headhunter, right? I mean, and I think his best two weapons is that left hook. I'd say probably number one is the left hook, but equally as dangerous that right cross. So, Thurman really needs to watch out. Now, if you remember, Thurman nearly got dropped by Luis Colazo from that left hook. Okay, so and I think that Garcia will be looking for that tonight and that right cross. So, but look, guys, I'm really excited about the fight. I don't want to really just break it down. Round by round, although I might afterwards, because I mean it is a historical fight, okay, and I think a lot of fans today, they don't really appreciate that aspect of it. And it's just another form of entertainment to them, but I like the historical value to it, and being a part of it, being able to make videos about it, report on it, cover it as press. I to me, that's a special thing. So it's a very meaningful fight tonight. Now, my prediction, like I mentioned before, I've got Thurman by decision. So, and I say that because if you look at all the stiff competition that Garcia has had, okay, really it was at light welterweight. You got the Amir Khan, and I believe it was Herrera at light welterweight, Lucas Matisse, okay, and really Lucas Matisse was his last meaningful fight. So not only is Thurman a real welterweight, but I think he's kind of a big welterweight when he rehydrates. Now, when he's melted down during the weigh-in, he looks really thin. Like if you look at him during that weigh-in, he looks really thin to me. So, uh, oh, this right here, look, that guy right there, that's from the Raid. Okay, earlier in the group, a lot of guys said, Thurman looks like the dude from the Raid. So, I don't know. Maybe I can kind of see it. It's that long hair, but yeah. So like I said, I'm picking Thurman, and I base that on really a couple of things. Number one, I know he's an intelligent fighter, boxer. I know he has a high ring IQ, and I know that he knows he needs to stay away from from that left hook and that right cross. I mean, it's not rocket science, okay? And I know his coach has told him that, so that, I mean, really, if he can do that, then I think he has a really good chance at winning in a decision, and who knows, possibly even knocking them out, and I went back and I watched the Thurman Porter fight, okay, and even like I said, the Luis Colazo, the Robert Guerrero, uh, and I don't know. I could almost visualize Danny Garcia as those other guys because especially like Luis Colazo, I think had a similar style. Just a typical headhunter, tough, gritty power puncher, type boxer. And Thurman really didn't have any kind of problem. But like I said, the one thing, he's a headhunter. If Garcia can catch him with any kind of a meaningful power shot, power punch, then it's going to be bad news. Now Garcia, his recent competition, okay, you have Samuel Vargas, which he won by TKO, Robert Guerrero, unanimous decision, and Paulie Malignaggi, TKO. Okay, so I mean, just let me repeat that. You got Thurman, Sean Porter, Luis Colazo, and Robert Guerrero. Okay, and for Garcia, you got Samuel Vargas, Robert Guerrero, and Paulie Malignaggi. And remember, he took the Paulie Malignaggi fight because Victor Postal was his mandatory. He was going to vacate the belt. Then he got actually the sanctioning body stripped him, and he moved up to welterweight to take the Paulie Malignaggi fight because I think he knew he was probably going to lose against Victor Postal. Although Terrence Crawford made it look like easy work, but I think that would have been a hell of a fight. Too bad we didn't get it. So, um, just like in every prediction I make, if you go back and you watch any prediction video I make, I always talk about how important it is to go back and look at their previous fights and their previous competition. I mean, you could even really look at their whole resume, but I like to go back about three, like I just did. And Thurman has had the tougher competition, and not only has he had the tougher competition, but he really hasn't taken a lot of punishment. He's a good his defense is good. His footwork is really good, and they call him one-time Thurman. So he's a technical boxer with power. So you have a technical boxer with power up against kind of a flat-footed headhunter is what we have tonight. Okay, and I think it'll look a lot like Lamont Peterson, and I think Lamont Peterson won. I think it was a really close, narrow decision, and it should have went, in favor of Lamont Peterson. Although Danny Garcia got it, and a lot of people call it a robbery. I'm one of them. Just like the Herrera fight, I believe that was a robbery as well. But I think tonight will look a lot like Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia. So, but the difference is Keith Thurman has that power. Okay, he's got that knockout power, and we all know that. And so I don't know. I think although Thurman has really evolved into more of a boxer, and and that's really typically what all these guys do. It's like when they don't win by knockout, they like to talk about how they wanted to show that they're a boxer, right? Well, I want to show everybody I'm a boxer, which we get it. You can box, but so I don't know. I mean, I almost predicted Thurman by knockout, like that Thurman's going to knock out Danny Garcia. That was going to be my original prediction, and I just have a feeling, I have a gut feeling that Thurman is going to catch him just at the right time, And I went back and watched the Amir Khan fight, and Amir Khan, I mean, he was he was winning, definitely winning on the cards. And then what happened? Here comes Danny Garcia headhunting. He's a great counterpuncher. Kind of reminds me of Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, he's just a not as good of a counterpuncher as Marquez, but a great counterpuncher. And but the question is Keith Thurman a good enough boxer to avoid those counter punches, to avoid that right cross, to avoid that left hook to the body, to the chin, even to the elbow, the shoulders. I mean, at the end of the night, that shit adds up and it starts to hurt. And not only that, depending on where you are in the ring, it'll get you points. I mean, if you're not facing the judges correctly, those little elbows and shoulders and head, uh, you know, shots that aren't in a scoring area can build up points. So, we'll see. Now, I think Thurman Well, I know he is. I mean, I've already looked at the stats. Thurman, he has a higher output than Danny Garcia. So we'll see, we'll see. Now in the past, I've seen Thurman, kind of gas a little bit, get on his, kind of get on his bike a little bit, and I don't think he'll be afraid to do that. Even take a knee if he gets in any kind of trouble. Although, when he caught that body shot from Luis Colazo, he didn't take a knee. I mean, and that was a hell of a hellacious body shot. Every time I watch that, like I cringe. But what I'm trying to get at is I think either guy will do whatever it takes to win tonight. And if one of them happens to get in trouble, I don't think that they're too proud to take a knee. So, I don't know. There's just so many things that can happen in a match like this. I mean, styles make fights, and so in my opinion, matchups makes fights too. And this is a great matchup. It really is. It's been one of my top, probably top. Maybe top 10, I'd say, at least, yeah, or better, top 5 boxing matches that I've wanted to see for years now. So, I'm really happy we're getting it. Now, so, I don't want to babble on too long. Like I said, I could go on and on and on and on, but if you guys want to talk about the fight tonight, let me show you over here in the group. Here we are. Counterpunch boxing talk right there. Okay, we got a poll going on. I just put up. I said, "Wake up, wake up! It's time." And I put, "We will have a live group discussion during the Danny Garcia Keith Thurman fight tonight around 8:30 p.m. I will put up a post so you guys can talk during the fight. In the meantime, this is your final chance. Who do you have? So we have a poll going on right here, and it looks like so far, we've got 7 Thurman by decision and 3 Thurman by knockout. Now check this out. So we have 10 votes for Thurman and only 3 for Garcia. Now, whenever the fight starts, we'll have a lot of people participating here. And if you look at these comments, like I said, lots of people talking about it. And like this guy here, it really got me thinking. He said that going with Thurman by KO, as that's the only way I see him being able to win, meaning if it goes to the cards, there's no way the judges are going to give him the nod. And I'm a little bit concerned about that too. If it does go to the scorecards, I think they're going to favor Danny Garcia because they always do, and that's why they call him Gift Garcia. Another thing I want to end on this, real quick. Well, first of all, my final prediction: Keith Thurman by decision, and I do think we're going to get some kind of a knockdown tonight. Somebody's going to get hurt. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who, but I think there's going to be a great fight. I don't think it's going to be a chess match, but actually, if I could compare it to anything, if what I think it'll look like is probably like an earlier, maybe like the third Manny Pacquiao Marquez fight, second or third, probably the third, Pacquiao Marquez. That's just what it reminds me of. You got the counter puncher, and then you have that aggressive, offensive type boxer. So I think it'll look like a lot like Manny Pacquiao and Marquez, and like I said, Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia. So I think if you I'm very curious and interested to see if I'm right. I want to go back after the fight, check it out, see if I got it right. But to end. Hang on, let me go back. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, boom. Oh, let me show you one more thing, another thing to look out for right here. So tonight, like I said, Barclays, Brooklyn, New York. Okay, look, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. Now on that undercard, remember you have the Fonfara and Chad Dawson fight. Okay, and then over on Skybox, Sky Sports, whatever, you got David Hay, Tony Bellew, Sam Eggington, and Paulie Malignaggi. So don't look out for those. Now I think the only way you can watch that David Hay fight is if you actually go to their website, pay for it, watch it. But I heard David Hay was saying something about there's somewhere you can watch it for free. We do have a link in Counterpunch Boxing. We have a link in our group where you guys can watch it for free if you'd like. I don't know if it's too late right now. I'm not really sure, but I just planned on catching it later on YouTube. But yeah, now I don't know if they're going to televise that Fonfara Dawson fight, but if not, I'm going to check it out on YouTube and I'll talk about it in my next video. But now, probably tonight around, I don't know, maybe 11 or pretty late, maybe like midnight. I'm gonna put like a immediate reaction video up. Well, not immediate. It'll be postponed a little bit because I'm gonna be out tonight. But I will put that post up. You know, my immediate reaction, go over the fight, break it down round by round. You know, who won, or was it a robbery? Was there controversy? You know, whatever it may be. So be sure to check out that final video. And you know, if a lot of you know, another thought, do you guys even know who I am? You know, I thought about this. I was looking at the YouTube stats, right? And I don't know. I think the channel has like 500,000 views, right? And we only have like 500 subscribers right now, which isn't bad considering we're new, right? We're a new channel. But I was wondering, like, do you even know who I am? Like, you know, I do all this talking, and like I said, I've had 500,000 people, and really, you know, in another 2 months, I will have, you know, collectively total 1 million views, and that's a lot of damn people. Like right now, it's weird to think that you know enough people have listened to my video to fill like Wembley Stadium, you know, multiple times, like 7 or 8 times. It's just crazy. So, and then I thought, like, do you even know who I am? Do you know my real name? So if you do, leave it in the comment section below. I'm curious.